Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I wanted to take a little while this morning before I posted a YouTube video because I know that probably some people didn't have time to sign on until a little later in the day, so I wanted everybody to have a chance to get on before I started the video today. So I'm glad everybody has signed up. They're just about everybody, all the 8th grade is on here. I did want to address a couple of things and make sure you're taking your assignments seriously because we are taking a grade on those. They will be grades in the grade book. So I wanted to stress, first of all, that it's important that you do your assignment. Again, the easiest way for me to help you with your assignment, and a lot of you are already doing this, is to snap a picture of the page that you're working on and send it to me on Remind, and I can immediately get back with you and help you get through that. I also have a lot of you asking for your spirals, and I want you to know that we are trying to address that. I went up this week and worked a little bit, got them all in alphabetical order to go in the packets, and then after all the teachers got their work in the packets, they wouldn't fit in the packet. So we're gonna have to come up with a new plan. But I want you to know that we are working to address that situation, even though you don't have your spirals with you this time. I do have my spiral here at home, so if there's something in particular that you want to use your spiral for, again, reach out to me on Remind or through email, and I'll post pictures of my spiral on Remind. I have my spirals here at home. Having said all that, I want to go through a few things with you on your warm-up for this week and on your STAR packet to sort of help coach you through that. There have been a couple of questions already. A lot of the work that's on there is stuff that we did at the beginning of the year, and you may be having a hard time recalling those things. So I want to go through some of those with you. Kind of bear with me because I'm not very good at this. So the first thing that I wanted to talk to you about is your warm-up, your work pages in particular. So the first page, I know a lot of you don't have page numbers on there, but if you do have a page number, it's page 52. If you don't have a page number, it says at the top, comparing work. And it looks like this. So the first thing that I want you to notice is right here in the middle, it says 1K instead of 1 kg. This is supposed to be 1 kilogram. And I also want you to notice that on each of these examples, the distance that's being moved is exactly the same on all 3 of them. The only thing that's changing is the mass of that box. And that second one is 1 kilogram is what that means. It's a typo right there. Oops. Had a low battery signal come up. Okay, another thing that I wanted to address on your warm-up is to make sure that you are that you're using your triangles for your formulas. If you don't remember exactly how to use them, those triangles will help you. So if you have a warm-up that has page numbers, I'm on page 54. If you don't have page numbers, it says force and work at the top, and it looks like this. If you need to at any time, remember that you can pause the video to kind of read what I've got going on up there. But use your triangle. Work is on the top. Force and distance are multiplied on the bottom. Okay? On these 3, all of the masses of those 3 boxes on all 3 of those examples are exactly the same. What's changing this time is going to be the distance that it's moved. And I'll move that a little bit closer so that you can see it. Okay. So the next thing that I wanted to address with you are some things on your STAR packet. So you should have started STAR packet today, pages 1 through 24. And you're probably at some point going to need your formula chart that I sent with you to work on these. Make sure that when you send these packets back, keep your formula chart and your periodic table with you. Those will help you. You do not have to turn those back in. Keep them with you so I don't have to make another copy of those and send them back out. So on your STAR packet, it looks like this. Okay, first thing that I want to show you is this page right here. And we haven't talked about elements and compounds in a while. So the basic thing that you need to remember is that an element is only one kind of atom, like here and here. And a compound is going to be more than one kind of atom that has been bonded together through those valence electrons. So I'm going to go through this packet right here. I wrote something down almost on every page to sort of help you get through these. Remember that as you're watching through this, you can pause the video if you want to and write down what I have written down on those. You should be okay with this, but I wanted to give you some hints just in case you weren't. So now I'm going to page 2, which is basically the same as page 3. I mean, it's page 1, sorry. So there's a couple of hints on those pages. Number 4, all you have to do is set up an equation to find percent of a number. And you've been doing that since about, 5th grade or so. So there's no reason for you not to be able to do that. Here's the bottom of this page. Moving on to page 4, basically the same notes that I gave you on the other page. This is kind of weird, y'all. Next page. All right. On a lot of the pages, guys, there may be some that you really don't know the answer to, but what I want to stress to you is mark out those answer choices that you know absolutely cannot be correct. So if you look on number 2 on page 6, what I did was I looked for the similarities and the differences in this graph that they're giving me, and I made some notes. And then after I recognized what was similar between those elements and compounds, is I marked out answers that I absolutely knew could not be correct. So don't forget to use your strategies that are just should be common sense to you at this point, because we've been doing them for quite some time. When you get on to page 7 is going to go back and start referring back to our periodic table. Not so much of our protons, neutrons, and electrons, but the differences between metals, nonmetals, and metalloids. And you really have to know the properties between those. And again, it is on your periodic table that I sent you. There are notes on there. I will also post our notes from our spiral on metals, nonmetals, and metalloids to the mind. I'll put pictures on there. And then moving on to page 9, number 9 is about density. We did that at probably the first week of the year. So if you don't remember how to do density, again, go back and use your triangle that we learned. Can y'all see that? Here we go. All right. Next. Using triangles again to solve density, page 10. So on page 10, they are giving you some information that you need to solve the problem, but they are not telling you the volume. So you are going to have to go calculate your volume on your own before you put it into your density formula. Finding density of a cube is something that you have done since probably, I'm guessing, 5th or 6th grade. But you're going to have to solve for your volume before you plug that volume into your density questions. So don't forget about that. Here's a few notes on that page as well. What else? The next pages, when you get to page 13 through 16 should be a review of basically flow of energy through an ecosystem or an energy pyramid or a food web. Make sure that you remember that when energy flows, that the arrow is showing the way that the energy is flowing. It's not showing what eats what, it is showing which way the energy is flowing through that ecosystem. Then, when you get to 18, so 18 is showing you some chemical formulas in the form of a diagram. And it starts to talk about organic compounds. So we talked a little bit about organic compounds in the 7th grade. which are our chomps, if you remember. And it's on the bottom of your formula chart that I sent you right here. I don't know if you can see that. So all organic compounds, guys, remember they must contain carbon. Organic compounds must contain carbon, and they are almost always going to be bonded to a hydrogen atom. And then the carbon and hydrogen atoms may also be bonded to the rest of those elements that are in your chomps. And so that's going to be important for you to remember when you get to page 18 or so on your star packet. Here we go again. Next page. All right, guys, you should be good from there. If you're not, please remember to reach out to me on Reminder through email. We're still your teachers, even though we're not in the classroom. We're still getting paid to teach, and so we're missing actually not teaching you guys. I don't want you to get in a situation where you and your parents are frustrated with trying to get the work done. I know that some of your parents can't help you very much. Some of your parents are perfectly capable. They're way smarter than I am. But I don't want it to get in a back and forth match with your parents trying to get this done and cause a lot of undue stress when it's already stressful right now. So please, please reach out to me if you need some help. I want to help you. I'm here to help you. I can't wait to see y'all, actually. I'm really missing you guys. I hope everybody is well. Let me know if you need anything. Bye.